Now for the shock disassembly. Now the shock disassembly is really not that hard. It's actually fairly easy. Well, you have this little black piece on here. Just pull that off. It pulls right off. It's a small little plastic piece. It's not big at all. Now the next thing that you want to do is take a needle nose pliers that I like to use best. And there's a little hex piece around the shock body. Now that is aluminum, so don't worry, you cannot hurt it. And then I like to take an Allen wrench, doesn't matter what size, the thicker the better because it won't break on you, and just put it through the eye hole piece at the top and just turn it now. Now just turn it, and once it's loose, you can start turning it by hand. Now you have your bladder in there, shock and shock oil inside here. Now, if your shock oil is a dirty brownish color, it's time to change. If it's so-so, you know, newish, oldish, you should change it anyway. If it's like a dark black or a gray, you're overdue for your shock oil. Now, you should change your shock oil every couple weeks if you run your truck a lot. So now make sure you put your shock oil in a special place, and I'm actually going to go get something to put my shock oil in. It's just a bowl that I use for other stuff, you know, to put liquid in, nitro, stuff like that. So now you want to pull your piston all the way out of the shock body, and just simply tip it over and let the oil run out. The reason why it's kind of blowing backwards is I have a fan in here, so. And then pump your shock. Pump it probably 20 times or so. Okay, and that should be good. Now put your piston all the way to the top and just kind of rub it on a towel or something. Get that extra oil out of there, and that will help. And now set that aside. Now you want to do this for every shock, and I'll stay with you for all the shocks and stuff. So I'm going to speed up so now you guys can just kind of watch as I do this, just how I do it. So that was all 4 shocks there, and so you can kind of see how dirty the oil is and how it's clean in some spots, like around the top edge and kind of in the center. Now, these shocks didn't necessarily need new oil, but it was getting there. It was probably about another week yet before it needed new oil. So yeah. Now just keep this in here. Doesn't matter what you do with it. You can wash it down the drain. Just make sure you wash it good. Run some soap down the drain and stuff just to make sure it's all off and it doesn't clog your sink. So next step is to completely disassemble your shock body and take everything apart. So I will be back when we start. So sorry about that, you guys. I had to switch over memory cards. This is only a 512 megabyte, holds about 20 minutes of memory, and I just put my 2 gig one in my camera, which holds 100 minutes of memory. So I was getting down there, I only had about 5 minutes left on this memory card, so I'll be uploading two video cards, so it might take me a little bit longer than expected to upload these videos. But of course, when you see them, you won't know how much time I spent on them. You are there and I'm here. Alright, so anyway, along with this, I told you guys we are going to disassemble the whole shock assembly. So to start that, first thing that you're going to want to do is take a needle nose pliers and grab the shaft and hold it and clamp it as hard as you can in your hand. And now take off the eyelet piece at the very end of the shock. You see, as I'm doing right here. Now you can see I just took the eyelet piece off, and now the shaft is available to come all the way up to the top. So you can see now the shock piston is out, and you have that. So, and then in order to get the little seal out of there, just use the end of this and just rotate it around a little bit, and eventually you'll get it. Just look for the little seal piece. I found it now. It's a matter of getting it out. It takes a light and coordination to get this out of here. It's a very tricky process, but you'll get it eventually. So I'm not even sure. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's actually at the end of my piston. So you can see now there. It's just a small little black piece, very small. Smaller than the size of your pinky nail, depending on how big your pinky nail is. So very small little piece. So next thing that you want to do is you want to take a very small screwdriver. If I can find it, I actually really need that too, because that's one of the main parts that we use to disassemble the shocks. So once I find it, I'll come right back. Alright, so I found that little screwdriver, very small. It's actually for like a pair of glasses or something for their little screws. Now you can see on the bottom of the shock you have dirt and stuff that is all compacted inside here. Simply just take the screwdriver and just follow it around and just loosen up all that dirt and stuff, and just get that dirt out of there. And that's what you want to do there. So you can see there, that's a nice little chunk of dirt there. Let's put that in with your oil, because of course you're not going to use that anymore. Next thing that you want to do is get like a rag or something, just a piece of cloth, anything, I don't care, and just rub off the end of that just to get the dirt out of there. Just get it out the best you can. And then next what you want to do is, on some pistons they have E-clips holding in the piston head. Now that is just like mine. You can see there it is a small E-clip. Now what you want to do is you want to take that really small flat screwdriver and put the piston down on the table and just pop the E-clip out. Not too hard, but it can be tricky at times. So just like how we just disassemble that, disassemble all four of the shocks, and I'll be back.